All right, y'all. I have a life lesson that I want to share. And we outside today. Sorry, it took me a while to set this up. So essentially, I wanted to talk about this is what I'm eating with y'all. Some sliced peaches from Costco. So sit back, get something to drink, relax. We're gonna be here for just a little while. And I just put lotion on, so I can't even open this. There we go. Anyways, I wanted to talk about my last relationship and essentially um oh, the heartbreak that I'm experiencing. Actually, I think I'm gonna hold on. We gonna adjust in real time, and I'm still be talking to y'all. This is so unprofessional, Demetrius. Just because I feel like the lighting would probably be better on this side. What? Thank God Mom has this sort of outdoor patio seating, whatever you call it. But now my backdrop is a freaking gate. Um. Anyways, I wanted to talk about my last relationship and the heartbreak that I'm experiencing. And like I said, share the life lesson that I'm learning. Because essentially we broke up the day after New Year's, so on January 1st, and it's now what, I don't even know what day it is today, but it's definitely mid-July. And it's just, I think we're both having a really hard time letting go of each other, and I feel like there are some mind games that are being played on both sides, not necessarily consciously. I hope not consciously, because for me it's definitely not, but I think we keep transferring the pressure and responsibility to go no contact and stay gone on each other, and one of us just needs to kind of be the bigger person and do it, and essentially it's gonna be me because I'm really at my end with it. And the relationship ended with infidelity on my part. However, I did make video diaries leading up to that point. So I feel like I pretty much documented me getting into that headspace of yeah, I'm not happy. This person treats me like shit, and I'm about to really get revenge before I fucking dip out on his ass because he was fucking with me a lot, I feel like. And that's just, again, a feeling. It's not necessarily me being objective. That was my subjective experience, and I think he also had his own subjective experience that he will not stop just throwing in my face every, I feel chance that he gets, and we just cannot have an adult conversation about it. For example, I was speaking to my friend yesterday about in the show Insecure, and she was saying how I mentioned actually that I was kind of disappointed with how she ended the show, and Issa's character choosing Lawrence instead of Nathan, just because I think it's a better message to send, especially to the Black community, since it's a full Black show, Black cast, Black writers, team, whatever. It's to me a better message to send to people and then the Black community to start over with someone new, I think. And when love doesn't work out, it's just, I feel 9 times out of 10 better to just start over, because yes, every relationship's gonna come with its shit, its baggage. It's a mountain of baggage to fucking climb, and just events that happen. But I just think when something as maybe traumatic as infidelity happens, adultery, cheating, I just think if you cannot be a complete adult about it then and there and have a conversation, not necessarily to work it out right away or at all, but just to talk about what happened there, because obviously if it comes down to well, they're just a cheating asshole, then they're a cheating asshole, but that's not the reason that everyone cheats. It's a very layered, deep conversation. So essentially, I think if you cannot have that sort of conversation when those things happen, when they come out, I feel like it's better to just like walk away completely and like start over fresh with someone else, because that's what she did. That's literally what my point was. Like in the show, both of them go their separate ways and like heal from that and then meet better people, literally. But then, spoiler alert, at the end up back together, and it's just like, I don't know. I just like, I get it and all, but like if that what like, cause my friend Mariah was like, that's just like reality. Like, you know, people like come back to each other, and like if it was meant to be, it was meant to be. And I was like, yes, like that's reality for like a fairy tale ending. But like at the same time, reality is also that y'all just don't work out. Y'all never get back together, and you meet somebody new, and that's also just as beautiful, if not more. I thought her connection and relationship with sorry, my cat is she's meowing right outside the window. She wants to come out, but I don't got time for that right now. Anyways, I think her relationship with Nathan was really beautiful, and I think it would have been reality also if she would have chose him and like stayed with him. And I understand he had like BPD or anger issues, whatever, and like, but also I'm like, girl, you just like blamed. I'm looking at Issa as the writer, like, girl, you just like literally, that was very convenient that like that he has a mental illness, and you're just like, I don't want to put up with that, but you're putting up with like being a stepmommy. Like, okay, valid for you, facts, I don't know, but like my point is just that back to my last relationship, he very much wants to keep hope alive that like we can basically be Lawrence and Issa and like make our way back to each other. And I'm just like, no, like I think I'm very much on that journey then, like, because there's other people out there, there's billions of people out there, and like it's not necessarily that someone's gonna be better than you or better for me or etc. It's just I want somebody that can have that adult conversation when tough things come up, because infidelity is not the only thing relationships can experience. There's a lot of stuff that's gonna come up, like, and I want to know that when the shit hits the fucking ceiling, when shit hits the fan, that like we can talk about it together, literally. And I'm sure he would say to that I'm not capable of that. That's fucking fine and dandy. It's literally fine and dandy. Because, you know, essentially when I told him and it came out, we were living together, and I moved back home with my mom. And he's just like, Demetrius, you essentially like ran away, like you weren't trying to talk shit out and blah blah blah. And I was like, yes, because I had no faith in you, because I had no faith that you could do that, and I feel like I was right. So I very much saw the future and accepted that was the reality for me, and whether that's wrong or right, it doesn't matter. That's what I did, and that was what was best for me. And literally that was what was best for me, because that was a huge gamble to take on somebody that, again, like led me to that point, led me to that mindset that I didn't want to ever be in again, because my relationship before that one like had a lot of infidelity on both sides. We were extremely toxic to each other. And it's interesting because that partner was a Scorpio, and I literally have met and reconnected with like 3 or 4 Scorpios in the last couple weeks. I'm just like, what is the universe trying to tell me? Like, I forgave him, and like, why do I have to like forgive more of them? Or, not forgive more of them, but like just now I have to be friends with a Scorpio. And I have another Scorpio pursuing me, and it's just like, bro, I don't know if I want to handle Scorpio energy again. Sorry, your baby girl is hungry. So it's just been a long, 6 months, almost 7 months now of trying to like let each other go. And like we have had moments of no contact, then I'm pretty sure I broke all of them. And it's just at its end. And I just wanted to, I guess the life lesson that I wanted to share was that like, that it's okay literally to not choose Lawrence in the end. Like whether, no matter what side you are on of like a breakup, a heartbreak, like if you did the dumping, if not, if you change your mind, if not, it doesn't matter. It's literally okay to move on. Like I have learned that with the relationships that I've been in. I would say I've been in 3 serious long-term relationships, and then maybe like 3 or 4 like short-term ones that lasted like only a few months. And from my experience at 27 years old, and those first two relationships being like, the first one, me thinking that we were gonna literally have our happy ending and like make it to the end of the aisle and like run into the sunset together, and that did not fucking happen. That ended after I think like 10 months. And it shattered my entire like worldview, but at the same time it didn't, because when that second person came around, I was still willing to like give love a chance and like be vulnerable and put myself out there and like want that happy tail ending, that happily ever after. um Sorry, I'm like, who's behind me? I saw a truck. And then that one literally lasting 4.5 years of just straight toxicity, like that also again broke my worldview. And at the same time, the biggest thing I learned from that one was that, I'll be okay without someone. I had finally learned I will be okay on my own. I'm like happy on my own. I will take care of myself. I'll date myself. I'll love myself, etc. um and then simultaneously like learning with that one, and then the next one, I learned in the middle of that like I had the potential to do exactly what I'm doing now, as in like I just graduated with my social work degree, my master's in social work. I am a content creator at this point, how much I've been posting, and I've been traveling a lot. I've been like just exploring my entire intersectionality, like everything that makes me me, and nurturing every side of myself, my emotional well-being, my physical well-being, my spiritual well-being, all of that, like my mental health, dieting, caring a lot about, I wouldn't say dieting, but like we need to come up with a better word than diet, because I really like the word nutrition. I've been like nutriting essentially feeding myself good things. I'm like vegan light, vegetarian mostly, and I've been drinking a lot of teas, taking care of my voice. I do recreationally use cannabis. I cannot talk right now. So I do also sometimes smoke weed. I get edibles, and I essentially use them to be active. Like the edibles that I get a hybrid and a sativa. You have a sativa or indica more is like a mind high. You'll like be on the couch. That's typically what we think of when we think of getting high, like someone on the couch getting the munchies, watching TV and stuff. But there's the opposite side of getting and being high, where you're like very active and like you have a body high, and like you just want to like, I just want to dance. You just want to like move, so I do yoga a lot on edibles. I go to the gym on edibles. And then when I smoke, I would say, or like when I have a more head high, I feel like it helps me process unprocessed emotions or feelings, things that like, it's like I'm on autopilot a lot, and then I'll get high and like have that that mind experience, and it'll like remind me to like, hey, deal with all this, like all this anxiety that is coming up, all these feelings that are coming up, these emotions. I guess more so feelings, and then that's when I use my emotions to get through my feelings, because at the end of the day, they're not going to go anywhere. They're just going to stay stored in your body. So you absolutely should be processing them. And processing them just means literally thinking about it. Like just being present with the fact that you just went through that, you just experienced that, you just had to do that, say that, act the part, whatever the fuck you're going through in your life. It forces you and reminds you to like be present with that. And then if you have emotions on top of that come up, where it's like, damn, I just like had that fight with my mom, and now that's making me feel sad, and like I'm about to start crying. It's like allowing all of that to happen. Not saying, I'm not gonna cry, I'm gonna fucking, no, let it through, let it pass, because that's what it's doing. It's passing through you. You let the tears out and you feel good. Your anxiety is good. You process that. It's not stored in your body. It's not trauma now, because that's how people get trauma, or create trauma in their bodies. And now you feel active. You feel like you want to again move your body. You want to stretch. You want to do yoga. You want to run, like literally go for a run. It's crazy. There's such a beautiful side to cannabis and to weed. that people just don't know about. And for some reason, everyone, I would say a lot of older people, they demonize and criminalize it. Literally, people are incriminated for this, and it's literally, it grows from the earth. Like, it's a natural, I would say, supplement. It's like a natural drug. Literally, it's like we're smoking flour, you know? And like, and then you can like get oil from that flour and then put it in chocolate and cookies and stuff. And like, literally, people are just so uneducated. I don't like that little whatever. People are just so uneducated about a lot, about relationships. Because back to relationships, like, relationships are not just romantic with a partner. Like, relationship is like the umbrella term, and there are like all these like pillars that are holding up what a relationship, the word, or like the what's the word that I'm thinking of, the concept of a relationship. Like, you have like your parent-child relationship, you have your romantic relationship, you have your friendships, you have your career, I can't think of, your coworker relationships, you have in school your peers, like literally your relationship with the government. Like, all of those are like relationships, and you have to nurture every single one of those avenues, every single one of those pillars within them. And so like, when we say when we as like a society say relationships, we need to stop thinking that it means just what, like, someone that you're like sleeping with, or like, you know, dating exclusively. Like, no, it's relationship is an umbrella term. Same thing as like being queer. Queer is another umbrella term. Under queer, because queer can refer to your gender or your sexuality. It doesn't refer to both. You let the person explain what that means for them. If they're just like, yeah, I'm queer, which means that like I'm not, like, for me, I'm queer. I would say without wanting to choose a label, if I had to, gun to my head type thing, I would say I'm non-binary. I said this on my introduction video, but I'm non-binary, very androgynous. I am pansexual, but more demisexual, which just means that I can be with sexually or romantically anyone, as long as you're a person with a nice soul. And like, the demisexual means that I need an emotional connection to have sex with somebody, but also I don't. So like, I'm just saying, like, those are like a part of my queer identity, rather than saying, hi, I'm Demetrius, I'm demisexual, pansexual, but actually no, but also I'm non-binary on my gender too. And like, it's too much. I'm just queer, and I have relationships with people. And I also think we need to start getting more comfortable with showing and receiving affection from each of those avenues. Maybe not the government, but like also maybe the government, because they need to like be showing us more love. But mostly with like parent-child relationships, friendships, and romantic relationships, of course. Because like, the fact that like with my friends, I want to like hug them or give them a kiss on the cheek, or like cuddle up next to them watching a movie, and that to a lot of people means that like I want to like either fuck them or be with them romantically. Like, girl, we need to like get it together, because like we are like social beings, and like, I think more than like a conversation with somebody, we crave intimacy with someone, which is also an umbrella term. But like, for me, intimacy in that moment is meaning like physical affection and physical touch, physical love. At least some of us, we all want different things from how social we are as creatures. It's not always a conversation or companionship. Sometimes I literally just want a hug from like a stranger, and then I'll keep it moving and I'll be good by myself. Like, this is so important, I think, for each person to learn. But because like, back to the concept of we are in the school of life, we are in the school of like humanity, and we were not taught, at least in America, at least in Chicago, especially where I'm from, we were not taught the school of life and how to be a human, and be a kind human at that. Not a nice human, not a passive human, but a kind human. And I think I'm just learning that on my way, on my journey. And especially I've learned it through the relationships, let me correct it, the romantic relationships that I've been in, especially with the last one, that like, I very much am a affectionate person, and I want to love and be loved. And if you and I cannot figure it out, then like, it is what it is, baby girl. Like, I'm not gonna and this is where we butt heads, where like he keeps trying to like keep hope alive, and I absolutely love that. And like we all know from the Hunger Games, like hope is like a powerful, what's the word, a powerful concept also. However, as we know from Dune, the most powerful concept, or I can't, concept is not the word, the most powerful ability, I'll say, that humans have is faith. Faith is stronger than hope, which they essentially go hand in hand, but faith is above hope. Like, because to have faith is to believe in something, and to believe in something means you have hope. Like, you have hope that this is true, but at the end of the day, you have faith. Like, you believe that this is true. It's like stronger. And I have faith in myself. I feel like that's what I keep trying to give my ex, and like give our love and our relationship. And he does not want to believe. He wants to just hope that we can like someday make it back to each other. And it's like, are we in Insecure? Are we like actually in a TV show? I don't think so. Like, we are in the real world, and hope, again, as beautiful as it is not going to pay the bills. Do we have faith? Do we have faith that we will make it back together, that we can come back to each other? If so, then let's have an adult conversation now, because like everything under capitalism is about worrying about tomorrow. I learned that from college. Like, we never get to like truly rest, because we're always worried about literally the next year. It's the way that you have to apply for college in the fall, and then you start next fall. And of course, there are people that wait till like the end of spring, where the deadline is to apply, and like they still get that spring from fall break. But I'm not a procrastinator. I get stuff done early and quick. Like, I sent in my application for my college of social work, literally like I think within 2 or 3 days of it opening up, and they sent me their decision like within a month, literally. And I enjoyed having that security, because now I can plan my life. I can prepare for that next fall, and I have a year to do that. That's why the system works that way. It's not necessarily a horrible thing. Like, the world is still spinning. Like, we have to be worried about tomorrow, but we also need to remember to be present today. Like, we only are promised today. So like, don't overly stress about tomorrow, but it should be in the back seat. It's on the back burner. It's in the rear view mirror. Like, you should be worried about that always. Like, look steady, look forward, and like continue forward. But like, you need that right on your shoulder. Like, okay, what is the plan tomorrow? Like, how can we quickly like start thinking about it, what the day's gonna look like, what the month is gonna look like, the year, etc. So there is no like, let's just kind of go our separate ways like Lawrence and Issa, and we'll magically make our way back to each other. Like, I keep telling him, absolutely not. The hope needs to die, because I'm a grown ass fucking person, and like, I'm going to make decisions that are going to affect me for the rest of my life. And then here you're going to come in what X amount of years or time, whatever amount of time, with doing the same, having done the same thing. And now our plans are like competing with each other, or like somebody's going to have to cave, or like wait, or whatever the fuck it's going to be. I was like, let's deal with that now. I'm not dealing with that in a year from now, or 2 years, whatever. Like, no, like that doesn't make any sense. Like, if we have faith that we are going to make it, and we want to make it, and we want to like work shit out, then let's figure it out. That doesn't mean that we're gonna go be boyfriends tomorrow or run down the aisle tomorrow, but like, it means that we're having conversations and we're figuring it out as adults. And that's not something that I'm noticing that he wants to do with me. I'm not gonna say he doesn't possess it or he's not capable. I'm just gonna say he's not trying to do that with me. And so again, the life lesson here is to move on. Give yourself, of course I'm speaking to myself also, but like I'm learning this lesson and I'm sharing it to speak it to you also. Just love yourself, know your worth, and fuck these boys that stop. That literally is from a song. I need to stop. What did she say at the end though? She's like, know yourself, love yourself, know your worth, and fuck crying over these stupid boys that don't even recognize the worth in themselves. They're just trying to steal your youth. And what did she say? Just trying to steal your youth. Bye. That's what she says. But that little monologue, that little speech at the end fucking eats, because yes, like, of course, at the end of the day, at the ending of the day, I'm the one that fucked up more. I stepped out on the relationship and then bailed on it, literally. But it didn't come out of nowhere. It absolutely always comes from somewhere, even if it's like solely in that person, where like you're just a dog, like you just want to keep fucking anything with legs, you don't care about etc. Other times a relationship is failing and someone kind of, I feel like, gives it that last bit of where like, yeah, this is gonna stay dead. Because for it to like rise from the fucking ashes, it would have to rise from the fucking ashes, because like that's how fucking bad it got. That's how shit, you pushed me down into the fucking grave and I made sure that we burnt that bitch alive. So, and I feel like I didn't necessarily know this as it was happening, even like deciding to like move back home and like bail on the relationship. It's not like I was aware of any of this consciously. I think my subconscious was like right in front of me, like pulling me, saying this is what's gonna happen, this is what needs to happen, because like goodbye, like we're not fucking with this shit anymore. And I know my motherfucking worth. Which, before I end this video, another lesson that I didn't mention, or didn't officially, I guess, say, that I learned from both the last relationship, coming out of that and moving into the next one, was that everything that I'm capable of, that I'm doing now, it is my value, and it is also private. Like, you don't get to be behind the scenes with me. Like, it takes my person to be either behind this fucking camera with me or sitting next to me holding my hand as I'm sharing with y'all. Like, not just anybody gets to sit next to me on my fucking throne. So I think in that relationship, I very much started like hiding a lot of myself the more I started feeling unsafe with that person. And that relationship lasted about 10 months also, and I think I had a year and a half before between the one before him. And just within the last 10 years of me being in college and like having to focus so much on that, like I've lost so much time, I would say, in the world, also on the internet, being a content creator. Like everything that I'm doing now that you guys are getting and seeing is what I wanted to do at 17. And I chose to go to college because I didn't know what else to do, because that's what I was told to do. And I lost 10 years of my life not doing the thing that I wanted to do the most. And I still have to like explore that avenue and like, you know, let the fruits of my labor like shine and like just come back to me, because obviously I worked hard to get to where I am with that. But at the same time, I have to explore everything that I've been missing for the last 10 years. And what I don't need is somebody next to me that fucking hates me, that says that they love me but doesn't, that treats me like shit, that doesn't make me feel safe, that is gonna make me feel like embarrassed to do whatever I'm doing or care about the shit that I'm caring about, or not support me, not accept me, all of that shit. Not just anybody gets to sit next to me. That's the fucking point. And so I knew that in that relationship, coming from the last one, because I very much, everything again was dead inside of me. Dead. Not just because of college, but because I knew my partner at the time didn't deserve to see me shine, see me in my full light. And I feel like the partner that I met after him absolutely did deserve it, but then slowly started like proving to me why he didn't. And it was dying. It was fucking dying. And I feel like I had to save myself, and I fucking did. Here I fucking am, like very resilient, very fucking strong, very strong fucking headed. And I got a tattoo, baby girl. I don't know if you can see, because I can't, it's too bright out, but no angel. I'm not trying to like be a fucking angel. Let me say this again. I'm not trying to act like I'm an angel, but it is absolutely something that I strive for. Because first of all, I don't know if angels are real or not. I feel like they are. I definitely believe that they are, but I'm saying I don't know for you. But at the ending of the day, I do want to be Christ-like. I do want to repent. I want to, you know, suffer or pay for the consequences of my actions, and just put love out into the world and be positive, and like and know that like I can't completely shun and like hate my shadow side, my dark side, the devil in me either. Like at the ending of the day, God still loves the devil, Satan, Lucifer, and so does Jesus. So the ending of the day, I'm gonna love those darker parts of myself where that infidelity came from, where my bad decisions come from, where I start to allow others to affect me to the point where I'm dying inside. I have to love all of that about me, because a lot of that also is like the kid in me. Like, where when kids are like kind of the devil, and you gotta like pull Jesus out of them. Like, kids are a lot. Kids can be bad. Kids can, etc. And so, if no one is gonna be my parent, I'll be my parent, and I'll be your daddy too, baby. I'll be your parent for you, since your parents can't get it together, and I'll show you how to be your own parent and to love yourself and to guide yourself, to share your wisdom with yourself, to nurture the expert in you that is your youth. You are youthful at every age, and you're every age for the first time. So like, it's the school of life again was not taught to us. It's hard, it's scary, but you are the expert of your world, and you, as you age and as you experience life, gain wisdom, and you still at the ending of the day always have that child in you that's gonna need those pep talks, need those reminders that like, okay, like, we're not scared of the dark. Scary things happen in the dark, but we're not scared of the dark. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing in the shadows, and even if it is, like, it's gonna stay in the shadows, because at the beginning, actually, I'll say, of the day, the sun always rises. The light is always brought back. What's done in the dark comes to light, baby girl, because you turn the lights on and nothing is there. Like, so there's nothing to be afraid of. That doesn't mean like kick fear to the curb either. It's there doing its job. It's just being aware, like, okay, let it pass. I was scared for a second. That was a lot. I'm like going through withdrawal, missing this person for, it was a second, it was a lot, but it lasted for a few minutes. It's over. And music also does help with that. Music, art, culture, back to relationships, like nurturing those other pillars within the umbrella of relationship really helps you move forward, not just with romantic relationships ending, but also just with life, literally just with life. So at 27 years old, in the middle of this July summer, I have finally full circle learned that, and I'm really happy for myself. And I just wanted to, again, give myself the talk that I needed and share this with the world, because I know people don't know this, especially in America. And it's hard, it's tough, but we will be okay, literally. And stop letting people like cord cut. Literally look up what cord cutting is and cord cut. Let people go. Let the bad people go for the time being, till they become good people again for you, I would say, or until you can become a good person for them. And if you know that you want to, that you guys want to make it back to each other, then have an adult conversation. Just sit down and like really talk. Be adult, you know? That's essentially it, my loves. I hope y'all have a beautiful rest of your day. I'm on my way to run some errands to film some more content for y'all. I hope that this lesson and this whole conversation I've shared really makes it to your heart, makes a difference in your life, and betters the relationships that you have with yourself and others. And if you don't know something, educate yourself. I promise you, you will understand. You can understand. I love you mucho. Ojitos, ojitos. I'll see y'all in the next one.